Well, in the design process, the first thing, the designer meets with the director, and they read the play or the show, film script / play, whatever it ends up being. And they're going to come up with their own ideas of what it is, and then they're going to meet with the director, talk about what the director wants them to bring to the production, and to work on some ideas. One of the things that I know, because talking with Carl, that he wanted to bring to this set was kind of a feel of a church, which was kind of funny because I had a student come in when we were building the set, who was helping me work on it a little bit, and he looked at that and he says, because he hadn't read the show and didn't know what the show was about or anything, and it was like, "Are you guys building the set? Is it supposed to be like a church or something?" I was like, "Awesome!" No, but that's exactly what we were going for. It's the way the steps come up and the way that there was that planter altar-like in the center, giving this feeling of a religious experience, because the play had to do heavily with religion and the way we experience religion. And so just bringing those sorts of aspects into it. There's also this idea of kind of a garden with the pillars and the nice wood decking and such. So to give it a feeling of, sunny Burbank, California, and whatnot. So there's different aspects that we brought to the show. It was cool doing these, especially like these uplights. That was something that the lighting designer came to me and said, those pillars are really cool. It would be awesome if I could light them from below. And I said, oh, well, I'll just cut you a hole in the steps so you can stick a light in there. She's like, really? We can do that? And I was like, yeah, you just have to ask me. And so I cut a hole in the steps, and I made some nice molding and such to put on there, and they turned out great. Lighting pillars like that makes them look really nice. So working with, once the design is kind of fully realized, there's a couple of different stages as we progress on it and add different things that were able to make the design more useful. And then once the design is finished, then Carl gives it to me, and my job is to figure out how I'm supposed to build it. So he gave me the dimensions of the platform. I had to figure out what I'm going to make it with, where the bracing is going to go, where the legs are going, how I'm making these steps, how I was going to do the wood flooring. He wanted wood flooring to look like redwood, but we had to come, he worked with me on this because he does work in the shop, but we came up with an idea of, well, let's get these little things and do strips of them, and then we picked out the right type color stains so that we could stain them. We ended up actually having to mix our own stain because all the stains that they could give us were not good, so we had to get two different ones and mix them, one part of this, one part of that, and whatnot, so we could get the right color for the wood, so that it matched everything else, so that it complemented everything else. I started out into theater as an actor, as probably a lot of people do, most people do. And so I've always been in the acting side and enjoyed that. But I found out quickly, especially once I got here, that I excelled a lot more in the technical aspect. I enjoyed doing the acting part, but what I'm really passionate about and what I really like is working on the technical sides, and I love having that as a job. But I always will have a spot in my heart to do acting pieces, especially small acting pieces like this. One of my favorite classes was acting for the camera, taught by Carrie Baker, and that was my first experience really acting on film. And there's a different way that you need to act, and so it was really fun doing that and realizing that I was actually better. I excelled at acting for a camera better than I did in the theater. So it was nice to have this opportunity to act in a film, and everybody said I did a really good job, but it's hard for me to judge that. I think this was a raging success. I really enjoyed. This was really something that I've been wanting to do, working on a film for a long, long time. I had a couple of small chances to do some stuff before, but then they either fell through due to my not having the time constraints or the projects falling through. So I'm just really excited. I'm really excited about having the film major here, and I'm really excited about doing films. And this was a wonderful experience. It really helped me realize that I just really enjoyed it all around, and it was very fulfilling. So I'm looking forward to working on more films with the theater or with the film department, as well as with other film students and such.